Welcome students. Today we'll learn some basics of electricity chapter of class 10. You are already familiar with term charge, two types of charge, methods of charging and universal law of electrostatics. In this video, we'll discuss three macroscopic quantities, potential difference, current and resistance. So let's get started. To understand the potential at a point, assume a +1 coulomb of charge lying at infinity. We want to bring it up to point P in the vicinity of a source charge Q. As we bring the charge closer, repulsion happens, and if we continue bringing the +1 coulomb charge closer, work has to be done. This work done per unit charge is termed potential. Potential difference between 2 points is similarly work done to bring a unit positive charge from one point to another point. In layman language, potential difference is called voltage and its unit is volt. Well, when a vessel is filled with water, its level raises. Same way, when an object is given charge, its potential raises. So, positive terminal of a battery has higher potential and negative terminal of a battery has a lower potential. Since current always flows from a region of higher potential to that of lower potential, it will flow always in a circuit from positive to negative terminal of cell or battery. The device that can perform this function is called a battery.
Imagine you have two beakers filled with equal amounts of water, and they are both connected to each other by a pipe at the bottom. If you observe the two beakers for a few seconds, do you think the water will flow from one beaker to another? No, you will see that the water in both beakers is as is, and there is no flow from any beaker to the other. Now let me give you a task. Without changing the amount of water in any of the beakers, can you make water flow from beaker 2 to beaker 1? Understand my question again. You need to make water flow from beaker 2 to beaker 1. But you're not allowed to change the amount of water in any of the beakers. So you can't add or remove the water from any beaker. How will you do it? It's easy. One of the things you could do is raise the height at which the second beaker is kept. Once it's raised at a height, the water will flow from beaker 2 to beaker 1. What exactly happened here? What was the factor that made water flow? In simple terms, the factor was height. Yes, you can talk about gravity or pressure difference. But in layman terms, it is the height difference that causes the water to flow from the second beaker to the first. In an exactly similar way, for electricity to flow, there has to be some factor. We'll come to that factor soon, don't worry. So if we just have a copper wire, do you think electricity will flow through it? Clearly not, because there's nothing that's triggering it. There's no factor triggering it. So what is the factor that triggers the flow of electricity? It's called the potential difference.
So this video provides a similarity between potential difference and water flow. We can also compare potential difference to heat flow. When a hotter object is brought in contact with a colder one, heat flows from body at a higher temperature to the body at a lower temperature till temperature becomes the same. Same way, when we have 2 points of a wire at different potentials, current starts flowing. Let us now see how charges flow inside a wire and how current is produced through an activity. In this activity, we have a pipe containing some steel balls and there is no space for an extra ball. If we want an extra ball to enter the pipe, one ball must be removed from the other end. Same way, in a wire, there are billions of electrons. And if we want to make an electron enter the wire, then another electron must be removed from the other end, and the device that can do so, that is called a battery. So, battery is a device that can push an extra charge inside a wire and also remove the charge to maintain current flow. Now I'll show a simple electric circuit. Some components are a switch or key, LED or bulb, two carbon resistors, connecting wires, battery and bulb. We have connected in the circuit a battery, a switch and a bulb. When the switch is pressed, the bulb starts glowing. Ohm's law states that current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to potential difference across the end. If we connect one cell in the circuit, suppose 1 ampere current flows. On connecting two cells in series in the battery, suppose the current is doubled. On connecting three cells, current will be tripled definitely, and so on. So in this case, current is directly proportional to potential difference, not potential difference proportional to current. So we can say I proportional to V and mathematically V proportional to I, and the constant of proportionality is R, the resistance of wire or conductor. Ohm's formula V is equal to IR can be learned through the triangle as shown. VI graph for an ohmic conductor like metal that obeys Ohm's law will be a straight line. The slope of VI graph gives resistance, but the slope of IV graph gives reciprocal of resistance, that is conductance. I have a task for you. In the previous slide, you have to tell me the readings of ammeter and voltmeter. If we connect two bulbs of power 100 watt each in parallel, the resistance R is equal to V square by P will be equal to 484 ohm each. When they are connected in parallel, resistance will decrease and glow will be more. But when they are connected in series, resistance will increase and glow will be less. I have a task for you. You have to tell me what is the current flowing in each case.